Hi everyone, and as you know from the thumbnail, I will be talking about kittens and if you're deciding to get kittens, what you need, and or a kitten even. So let's go into the video. Okay, so I'm going to start off by talking if you want to get a kitten, and then I'm going to talk about what kittens are like. I'll be getting a kitten on Thursday, but I've looked at loads of videos, so you know you need to do this stuff before you get a pet. So anyways, the first thing you're going to need to get is a carrier to carry the kitten to and from where you're getting it, or if you're even just getting it, like, even if you're just if they're giving you it, then you still might need one. It depends on what arrangements you have. So they normally open by just twisting these things over a certain way, and then it opens up like that. I've got toys in there at the moment, but when you're collecting her, you'd most likely want to put a blanket in there, or if they're giving you a blanket that the mother has lay on so she feels comfort, that is a good thing to do as well, and you'll put that in there and leave her in there. So yeah, that's kind of the main thing that you should get. But obviously it's not the biggest thing that you need to get. Another thing you should get is a collar, especially if you live in an area where people tend to love cats and they'll think she's a stray. If there's many strays around, they might take her in, and if she has a collar, they'll know she's being fed, and they most likely won't feed her if they know about cats and the way they like routine. So you'd be better getting an easy open one, because if your cat, the easy open ones, the clip looks like this, because if the cat gets stuck on a tree, it will just easily open like that and she can just run away. Well, yeah, and you're just gonna have to get her another collar. But these are really good for people to identify that the cat is owned, and even if your cat goes missing, you should really get one with your number on it so that they can figure out who the cat belongs to. And yes, I'm in my pajamas. The next thing you should get for your kitten is a litter tray and a scooper. So most people think, what's the point in a scooper? Because I know some people think, well, scooper, it's just a scooper. Why do you need it? So a scooper is more for less waste. So if your cat goes into the litter tray, you can just scoop it out, and then the litter should go through the little holes in this, and you're literally just getting the poo. And you would normally change the litter, the whole tub, weekly, and you just scoop it every day. So that's mainly what you should do with a kitten. And when you first get a kitten, it's better to get non-fragrance litter, so because their senses are just starting to come and stuff like that, and it might interact with their skin, so it's better to get a non-fragranced litter so they won't get hurt. Another good thing to do with litter is to ask the person who's giving you the kitten what litter they're using, so they won't so it's more, they're used to it and they'll know what it smells like, because it has a distinct smell to them, so they'll know what it smells like and they'll know where to go. And also, if you want to train your kitten to go to the litter tray outside, the best thing to do is, if you wanted to go outside, leave the litter tray near the door you wanted to go to at first, and then, like me, I've got a utility room, so I'll be leaving it in the utility room, and we're going to show it to her, and so then hopefully she's going to know to go in that door if she needs to use the litter tray. And then later on, we're just going to start letting her out when she gets neutered. So that's the whole point in a litter tray. And if you just want her to be an inside cat, then I'd leave the litter tray obviously out of your kitchen and your sitting room and any bedrooms, because you understand why. If you have a downstairs toilet, that could be a good place to put it, and near doors is the best place to put it, so then if she does need to go and you clean the litter tray, she can just go out the door and you can let her outside. So that's all about the litter tray anyway. Okay, so another thing you're gonna need to get is a bed. So all I've got for a bed is a cardboard box with a pillow in it because we're looking at beds and they can be quite dear, especially when you go to a certain pet shop and they could be very dear, and some of them don't even have cushions in them. So I would just say, even like, because my cat's most likely going to be sleeping on my bed, so but if you do want her to not be on the bed and you do want her to have a bed, you can. There's a loads of ranges like in Pet Stop in Ennis, and there's not sponsored Pet Stop in Ennis and places like that. But you could also just use a pillow or a blanket or something like that, or you could just get like a little like dog bed like for her because they're most likely cheaper than cat beds. So another thing you're going to need to get is a food and a water bowl. Now, the food bowl is going to have to be wider than the water bowl because when they're eating, it will interact with their whiskers and they will not like it. So they might not eat, and this could lead to health issues. So I would get two separate, but because she's a kitten, you could get her two together and just make sure. I'm pretty sure one is deeper than the other, so make sure the deeper one as well for the water. Make sure you get the wider one for the food and the deeper one for the water. And that's really the big thing, I think, because I don't think she'll really eat out of bowls, but another thing you can get her to eat out of is a shallow plate, and you could even put water in that as a shallow plate as well. So obviously another thing to get is a load of toys. So if you want her to be catching mice or anything like that, get her little mice toys like this. I've got at least four of these. They're really good to have for her to know, and the noise, she'll definitely like them. So they're a good thing. And I also got a real mouse look-alike thing, and it squeaks. So this is more of I'd say it's more of a dog toy, but she will most likely go after this. So as long as they don't like loud noises, so I wouldn't squeak it because she might get scared. But if you just like throw it around for her and let her play with the tail, then she'll most likely play with it and there's not a problem there. So yeah, then the last thing you're going to need to have for a cat is a scratcher or a treat. So we just got her a little play scratcher because we thought, well, she's most likely going to be outside a lot and we've got trees in the garden, so she'll probably be scratching it on the trees anyway. And these balls make a noise, so we obviously thought, and it hangs up as well, so she can jump onto it and she can play underneath it. So this scratcher is very, very small, but it's okay to start off with, I suppose. But as she gets bigger, and if she's very, I don't know, excitable and likes to play with things like this, then you'd most likely want to get her a tree. Now, trees are very, very costly, but if you go to your local pet store, I'm sure you might find one that's cheap enough. But if you don't find one that's cheap enough, then they actually had them in Lidl. So you could go to Lidl and they were 69.99. So you could go there as well. But I actually got this in Lidl, so you could get this or you could get anything like this that has the scratching bits on it. She should be okay. It's just to scratch her nails so she's not scratching your furniture, which you probably still will do, but you can get sheets to stop her from scratching the furniture. It doesn't even mark on the furniture. It's just like putting cling film on your furniture, but obviously looks better. It's like a big roll of sellotape that you put on the bottom of your furniture so that she won't scratch it. So yeah, this is okay to start off with. But if she starts scratching your furniture, I would recommend them sheets. And yeah. Um, Going back to the collar, most people got their cats microchipped. Well, not most people, but a lot of people do. And we are going to do that because we live in the countryside, and if she goes missing, we can figure out where she is straight away. But if you live in, like, I'd say it's okay, I suppose, to get one. It doesn't hurt them. It's literally just like us getting an injection in our arms. It doesn't hurt them. It's just a matter of like knowing where she is. But it's good as well because, as I was saying, if she gets caught on the tree, the microchip will still be there, and they'll be able to check if she has a microchip and locate where she lives. So that's another good thing to do. Now, your cat will need vaccines and most likely be neutered, and if it's a boy it's going to spray on your furniture and your carpet. So that's why I'm going for a girl cat, because I think girl cats are more lovable and they're more loyal than any other cat, like a boy cat, because I have only been with girl cats like all my life. Like this is my first own cat, like this is my only first cat. But it's the first cat that's ever going to be in this house. So that's why we kind of thought, well, we may as well get her a microchip and stuff and get it all done and neutered. And because I said if she has a kitten, she's going to grow up too fast, and and as well, she might be too young to have kittens when we first get her, because she's only going to be like 6 weeks old. So I would recommend to get your cat neutered if you don't want to have loads of litters, because um they'll just keep reproducing if there's stray cats around. So I'd most likely get your cat neutered as quick as possible when you first get her. We're going to get her neutered most likely a week or two after we get her. Like we want to get it done really quick so we can introduce her to the outside and she can be hunting and whatever she likes to do. Now, talking about hunting, where's that mouse? Okay, I can't find the mouse. Oh, there it is. If you want your cat to hunt, you should feed her on, well, you should normally feed her on a routine as well. But if you want her to hunt, she's most likely, if you feed her too much, she won't want to hunt, because in the olden days they'd hunt and they'd eat the mice, which I know sounds really disgusting, but that's what they would do. So the best thing to do is to introduce toys like this so they know what a mice or even a rat looks like. And I don't really want her to catch birds, so I haven't got her any bird toys. If you don't want her to catch birds, which she most likely still will, but if you do not want birds, like dead birds in your house, then I would most likely say don't get any toys that are like birds or anything like that. But I think I messed up in that area, because I got these little like ball things that looks like legs coming out of them, and it could look like a little baby bird to her. So I might be giving them away to somebody, but I don't know yet. So um and make sure you get a good range of toys for her, because if she doesn't have a good range of toys, she's just going to kind of get bored. And the best way to do that is just to have about 5 toys at the start. Now I've got a good 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, and then I've got loads in there as well. So I'd say to start off with at least 5 or 10 little toys for her to start off with. They also love them stick things that stuff dangles from. They love them as well. But I would most likely start off with about 5 toys, and then that's it. So that's how you start off with your kitten. And it's kind of easy because cats are very independent, but you still need to, they are very dependent on you when they're young. So um if you live in a house, don't leave your window open because she's going to try go out it. And like, unless you have a tree or a bush, she'll be getting stuck and she'll get hurt. And it's just better to only leave your window shut best time possible, and your doors in your bedrooms as well, because if she gets a mice she might put it in your bed, which I know sounds horrible and makes you not want to get a cat, but it may happen. Okay, so that's all I have for now. I'm going to do a video when I'm getting my kitten, and that should be Thursday, and I don't know if it'll be posted by Friday or what, but I'm definitely going to do a video with it. So bye everyone, I'll see you on Thursday or Friday. Bye.